Good morning. Listen, are you a home seller that's kind of frustrated with the current state of real estate, especially here in the Houston metro market? And you trying to see, man, I'm trying to sell my home, but they want me to drop the prices like 10, 20, 30, sometimes 40%. It's kind of crazy out here. And you're saying, man, what can I do? Sergeant Sales, help me out. Listen, you ready? Are you a home seller? You looking to sell your home? Even if you potentially looking to buy your home, listen, it's always good when you buy a home. You should always go in it with the idea of an exit strategy on how to sell it. And you want to know how in any market? Guess what? You found the greatest video of all time to tune in. Who am I? I'm Kareem Lewis, your trusted Houston realtor, the one that always keeps it real with your brother from another mother, all that good stuff. But you also know me as AKA Sgt Sales. And I'm back again. Hot topic, current state of real estate for 2026, right? Because 2025, listen, it's already Christmas Eve. The year has came and went. You know, we already getting ready for that new year, new me, all that good stuff. But listen, we got to break down and help out my sellers. You know, I usually got videos for the renters. I got videos for people that's trying to buy a home. I got videos for people that was trying to fix their credit, everything else. But I never had really too much for the sellers. And the sellers is like, yo, we need some love too. We need some help on sales. It's hard out here. You know what I mean? We need help. So listen, first of all, like always, go ahead and make sure you follow, like, subscribe, share, help me, help you, help us, right? All right, let's get into it. Current state of real estate 2026 edition. You know what I'm saying? How to get a home sale in today's market. If you've been paying attention, rather it's Zillow, HAR, or whatever, right? You've been seeing that if for buyers, this is the greatest time ever to purchase a home. I just want to say that. So if you're a home buyer, you're looking at this, make sure you hit me up 346-589-8925 and we get you set up. But this video is for the sellers, right? And I had a couple of people hit me up in a community chat for the community that I live in out in Katy. And, you know, you see a lot of sellers are concerned because they're like, man, you know, I'm really trying to sell my home, but it's like I'm getting J jerked. You know what I mean? Like I got my home on the market. It's not selling. It's been over 90 days. You know, I got to move. We thought we was going to get a new house. You know, sadly, some people got divorced or they got to sell because of that, or you know, some got new jobs, and it's like, man, I'm not trying to pay two notes. Like, what's good? Like, what's the secret sauce? How I get through these times? So, as always, Sergeant Sales, Secret Sauce King, got it for you. So go ahead and get your popcorn, take your notes, get ready, because I'm about to drop some gems for you, right? 2026 Secret Sauce early in the morning. As y'all can see, I'm back set up in my car, dropping them gems early in the morning. I ain't got that late day tiredness. Let's go, baby. So, how to sell your home in 2026. If you purchase a home, first of all, it seemed that a lot of people that purchased their home post-COVID, right? And if you remember, before COVID, home prices, especially in Texas, was a lot cheaper. When COVID hit and the mortgage rates dropped down to, I think, 2 point something at one point, you know, it started a crazy buying frenzy. Everybody was buying up everything. And it was to the point that, sadly, people with VA loans or FHA loans, they couldn't get it because, you know, sellers had the pick of the litter. People was bidding for homes. They was overbidding for the homes because everybody wanted to try to lock in that rate because they was crazy, right? Fast forward to right now, a lot of people are saying, man, during that time, you know, that's why everything is crazy because, you know, prices is up and all this other stuff and it's hard to sell. Sadly, the truth behind it is this. If you really look at the rate of increase, right, how the prices should go up, right? 2024 with those interest rates, it really affected the market. And it caused people, truthfully, and yours included, because I purchased my home 2023, we purchased in early equity. Normally, the whole key to it is you want to buy your home at the market price, and if not, even at a discount price. And then as the years go up, appreciation, it should go up, 2, 3, 4% each year, something like that. Some years higher, some years lower, just depends. But when COVID hit and them rates dropped, home prices, I've seen the typical homes that was going for 150 now are 300 grand down here, right? And so really, when you look at it now, for any seller that's trying to sell something, it's like they gotta drop their prices 10, 20, 30%. And to me, off the record, I think it's really the market is reshifting itself or reshaping itself so that everything lines up like it should. Now, of course, no seller want to hear that. Like for me, my home, listen, when I look at the equity where at the beginning of this year, what my home could have sold for if I sold it versus right now, listen, it's a big L, right? And so what I will advise any seller in this market, do not sell your home. Truthfully, you shouldn't. If you don't have to, don't sell it. Now, if you trying to, for everybody got different reasons. Maybe you got to move. Maybe, you got to upsize. Maybe you trying to downsize. Maybe, listen, life is life. People losing jobs out here. Maybe you have to sell. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want that foreclosure, because you don't want to take that hit on your credit, right? So it's a lot of reasons why people need to sell, right? Now, the thing is, for those that might have had their home for a long time prior to COVID, prior to 2020, everybody, unless you took out home equity loans, you should have built up equity so that even with this 10%, 20%, up to 40%, certain areas that the market is forcing sellers to drop their prices, you can still make a profit because you already paid down your equity. You got your home already when it was cheap, but when it jumped up, that was a big time win for you. So even to drop 10, 20%, you still winning. But for those that purchased their home, like I said, during the same time like me, where you pretty much prepaid your equity, that's what you did. It wasn't a win, it was you buying into your equity. And so now you got to wait that time for it to reshape itself, which it will. That's just the state of real estate. That's how it go, peaks and valleys. But now it's like, all right, Sgt Sales, what can I do to sell? I don't have that much equity, and when you look at the market, I'm going to be upside down, or I got to pay somebody just to buy my home. That's ludicrous. And I don't. So the options is this, right? Secret sauce time. You ready? Here you go. As I said before, you can rent, right? And a lot of people say, why rent? Simple. Rent out your home, wait a year, the market should clear itself in a year or two. And you might say, man, I don't want to deal, the process. I might not understand how to get the best tenant, or, someone, because I hear the horror stories with landlords and stuff like that. That's why you hire me, your trusted Houston realtor, the one that keeps it real with you. And you already see me. I got my videos with uh real estate rentals, things like that. So I already got that locked down. So I already got what you need to help you find the best tenant possible, right? But let's say you say, you know what? I need somebody with some skin in the game. Aha, the next option, so that this way you can actually sell for the price that you're looking to get, is creative financing. Creative financing has always been around to help when, again, homes didn't have little to no equity, or even sometimes upside down, to where owners can still see a profit from it by accepting terms. Best way I can explain this is owner finance. Like, let's say, for instance, your home, you feel your home should be 400 grand. The market is saying 375. If you try to sell it, the market is going to dictate what you sell it for. Whereas if you do owner finance, again, you can set the terms because you're the one that's acting like the bank. And what it looks like in a nutshell, if I know I could get about 400, 410 on a normal market, that's what I'm going to sell it to somebody for. And I'm going to make sure that the payments make sure that not only it covers your mortgage, but a little bit more, because it got to be worth it. Like I said, it's a process. I'm not going to go deep into it, but that is something that you can do. And then if it sounds interesting to you, then you hit me up, Sgt Sales. Give me the 411 on that owner finance and get me started, right? And the cool thing about that is once you set up the deal, I can show you how not only to package the deal, but 6 months later, after the note season, we can sell it. And so you cash out. So you get what you want just by, taking some payments, and you make some money a couple of months, and then you sell out and cash out. So it's a win. The last one, of course, had been around, same thing, creative financing, but a lease purchase, right? And why I say a lease purchase, to me, as a homeowner, a lease purchase gives me the best sense of security. And the reason why is the simple fact that with a lease purchase, somebody is going to put, not only they putting the regular deposit down like you would for a home, but for a lease purchase, you're putting a little bit more for the option period that comes with a lease purchase. And for those that don't know, right, I'm going ahead of myself. You can see I'm driving and I'm just spitting from the top of my head. I'm not reading from no prompts, so get a little messed up. But for lease purchase, what does it mean for normal people is the same thing as a lease. The only difference is with a lease purchase, you're usually going to do a lease from 2 to 5 years. And I'm going to have an option built. And that option is to purchase the home. And what it does is it locks in the price so that if I'm a tenant and I'm leasing a home with an option to buy, I know I want to buy a home. I see a home, I know, all right, I'm going to rent it. I get a chance to rent it. I live in it. And I get a chance to buy it, but I lock in the price. And why is it so important? Because we already know right now it's a buyer's market. And sellers got to drop their prices. But just as quick as sellers got to drop their prices, all it takes is some changes in the market, the job market, maybe them interest rates drop down, and then it becomes the wild, wild west. And guess what? Them prices going to go pew. So if I got a shot to lock in a home in today's prices, and I got 5 years to clean up my credit, build up a down payment, all that good stuff, and then find a mortgage so I could buy the home with that option, I'm good. That's a win for you. And for sellers, it's a way that I get a long-term renter. So it's not like I do it for a year and I got to find somebody else, because they're already going into the home like, yo, this is my home. That's why I paid down my extra money. So they pay down their extra money. They got skin in the game. So they're going to protect your home like it's theirs, because that's why they even paid for the option period, so that this way they can lock in the price, because they're going into it they're like, yo, this is my house. I just got to get some things right so I can lock it in. And that's the best setup. So again, if I said something you don't know about it, you're interested in it, hit me up. Kareem Lewis, you can hit me up on my 24-hour hotline, 346-589-8925, 346-589-8925. Again, this is Kareem Lewis, your trusted Houston realtor, signing out, and I'll see you on the next one. God bless you. Happy holidays.